watches tonight. So we have some new watches that I haven't seen yet, something that a couple watches here that are actually going to relate here to the big celebration of our independence for 250 years. So we have some red, white, and blue coming up here tonight. So that's going to definitely be exciting. And yeah, I just hope every one of you have enjoyed your weekends, that you've had a great time here. And here we go. Everybody's starting to funnel in. Godfather is here. Godfather is here. Phil is here. Harry is here also. So thank you so much. And more of you are just joining on right now. So let me just go through a couple quick things here, and then we'll get underway with the live stream tonight. Rick and Lisa, you guys are making a great streak here. I can't remember the last time you missed. So thank you so much. From Kentucky, Rick and Lisa. Happy Sunday to you guys. Also, Christopher White is here. Hello, buddy. Thank you for being here tonight. So, Tim Shaw, thank you. Invicta Claus, Anthony, thank you so much for being here. So, we have a coupon code tonight. So, the coupon code is going to be MAYWIND, W-I-N-D, 20. MAYWIND 20, and that will save you 20% off of your purchases of $99 or more here on Shop HQ. So let me see, Watch Junkie, thank you for being here. Phil, thank you for being here too. So guys, remember it is a little bit different. It's MAYWIND 20. 20% off your purchases of $99 or more. Let's see, we want you to give us a follow too. Follow Shop HQ. Now, Shop HQ is Shop HQ on everything. You want to follow them on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, I think even on Pinterest. The only one that they're not Shop HQ on is TikTok, and it's Shop HQ Official. If you follow Shop HQ, only Shop HQ on TikTok, you'll be with two other people, and it's some ghost account. So Shop HQ Official on TikTok. Otherwise, Shop HQ on everything else. Sign up also for their text alerts and their email alerts, so you know when live streams are coming up and when you know new things are dropping and when there's some great deals out there. And then also follow me. I am the Ryan Code, which has periods in between the.ryan.code. That is on Instagram. That is on X. That is also on TikTok. But then I'm Invicta Ryan on Facebook. So give me a follow. Again, so you can communicate with me, or you can reach out with any other questions and find out what's coming up here. So, all right, let me just see anybody else who joined on here really quick. Roy is here. Thank you, Roy. Watchman. Appreciate you being here. All right, and Bob. Bob is here also. Great to see you, Bob. Okay, well, we're going to start off here tonight. I think I took care of everything. Yeah, we're going to start off tonight with Pro Diver. And so Pro Diver is just really key to Invicta. It's been their largest collection here. It's what they launched themselves with back in the 1990s. It's a Pro Diver, which is a dive-style timepiece. I actually have one on my wrist right now. This is a watch I wore last night when I was captaining out on the lake. So if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I did post this watch and ask for you guys to see what you were wearing too. I actually get to those comments here just a little bit later on. So yes, Pro Diver is just really the pillar when it comes to Invicta. And there's so many different designs. So many people start out with the Pro Diver, and yet Invicta keeps on coming out with more and more Pro Diver designs. So this version is going to be a 43 millimeter. So this is technically called the Invicta Men's 43 millimeter Pro Diver Quartz blue and red bezel mesh bracelet watch. There are two different color choices, the blue, which I have. Then there's also a black variation, and it's just really going by the dial on the timepiece. So this watch sticks out to me for a couple different reasons, just right off the bat. I mean, first of all, you get with the 43 millimeter and the design here for this watch, you're getting into a little bit larger hour markers and a little bit wider hands than the standard 40 millimeter. So you'll just see a little bit of difference. You get a little bit easier to read that goes along with this timepiece, whether it's in the daylight or if you're getting into those low light situations or at night. Now, a second thing is just the mesh bracelet. You don't have the mesh bracelet or that Milanese style, that Italian fine woving for the bracelet on too many of the Pro Divers. So that's another different take that goes along with this watch. And then the movement on the inside, the movement is the Miyota 2026. That's a quartz movement, and it's also just a two-hand movement. You don't have that perpetual second hand that's actually moving one step every second with this quartz movement on the inside. You're getting that accuracy of about 20, 20 seconds plus your take every single month. So you just have a real clean look, an easy look, and then we're going along here with this bit of this theme here, in terms of the red, white, and blue for most of the options here tonight. So there's this blue and also then that black version. Now in terms of wrist sizes will go all the way up to about an 8 3/4 inch wrist size. And if you've never seen this bracelet before, it's really cool. I mean, it is so finely woven. And on the back, so there's a double clasp. So there's a flip lock safety diver's clasp, but then you just pull up right here. And there's actually a little hook that will go on to this bar at this position. So you just hook it on. It's a little hard for me to show you just like that, but it hooks on like that. And you push this component down. You can hear that auto click, another click going over. But when you're adjusting, now look at the back. You get to see the different sort of indentations, and that's where this little indent in the clasp will actually move to. Now you can adjust this quite easily, which is great. And so I just take, like, for example, just my my tool right here, and you can pry open right here, that clasp, and you just go along. And what I do is I just push down a little bit, then you can feel those little notches. And once you might have to play with it once or twice and get the right location, and then you just simply push down. And once you're pushed down, that is that first location. If you find like you need to adjust it, you just simply pop up that clasp again and then put it on the wrist and you'll be good to go. So right now I just adjusted it a little bit further. Here's the watch on my wrist. We're only talking about 11mm profile. So this watch has a little bit more of that, like under 1/2 inch. Okay, you get 100 meters of water resistance, or that 10 atmospheres that go along with the timepiece. Really clean, really classic. And I love the bezel on this watch too. Phil says, nice piece, Watchman. I know you have everything just right, Godfather. Let's see what you guys are commenting on. Nice bezel color combination, says Invicta Claus. Yeah. So in terms of wrist sizes, this watch will go all the way up to about that 8 3/4 inch wrist size. And then the overall thickness, as I mentioned, is 11mm, which is going to be just under that 1/2 inch. I have a question for you guys. Let me know. Write in the comments. You know, I'm smudging up the watches on occasion, and it is what it is. But would you like me to be wearing the white gloves when I'm doing this? Or do the occasional smudges okay? I mean, I can be pretty casual with this. Or if you guys want to see everything, let's see if I have the white gloves with me. I thought I put them, oh yeah, right here, cotton gloves. Let me try this on, see what you guys think. I'm gonna go put one glove on. Let's see how this looks. Might be weird for me. All right, here we go. Keep it casual. Smudges are okay. No gloves necessary. Feels kind of weird, actually. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. All right. You know what? I'm just going to take this white glove then. Okay. There we go. Leave. Fair enough. All right. That was pretty easy, guys. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I didn't talk about the price of the watch. I just got into everything. Okay, so here we go. No gloves. Everybody's saying no gloves. All right, thank you. Okay, so the price on this, the MSRP is $495. ShopHQ brought it down to 87%. Now, if you can get your card up to that $99 or more, you can use that coupon code MAYWIND20. Brings this watch from $64.99 down to $51.99. So that's fantastic in terms of of what you can really get into here for this watch. Yes, no gloves. Yes, no gloves? No gloves, no gloves. Okay. No need. Only Mickey Mouse needs to wear white gloves. Fair enough, Bob. I like it. All right, here's a case back real quick. 100 meters of water resistance. This particular watch has a mineral crystal on it. So I think this would be really fun for those grad gifts coming up, or even that Father's Day gift here, or you want to give to that sibling in the family, or daughter or son. Real clean look. You are getting the shark right over here, and then you get the embossing. It goes along with the waves of the ocean underneath those hour markers. And I believe, let me just double check, this might loom up blue. think it does. Let me turn down the lights. I might not be able to do too much in the lights here, but okay, there we go. I think it is going to be blue. Yeah, it's going to be blue. I don't know if you guys can see for sure. Yeah, you can see that. A little bit more on the blue side. All right, that's the first watch, you guys, at Pro Diver. I like it. Michael Jackson. I was going to say something about Michael Jackson. Invicta Claws, Matt Damon would not wear gloves either. That's true. Yeah, if you guys don't know, be sure to check out the TikTok shows. I'll be doing 2 more shows this week, both Thursday evening and Friday morning again. And it was so funny. Like in the first, 15 minutes, I had 4 people commenting on that they're like, hey, Matt Damon's selling watches. So, I don't know. Apparently I look like him. I don't really think I do. You guys tell me if I do. Anyway, yeah, that would be funny. Maybe I should reach out to him and see if he can guess on the live stream sometime. That'd be funny. Okay, moving on. We're going to go to the next item. And this is actually a watch I haven't presented for a really, really long time. And Rick and Lisa, nope. Better than David. Hey, all right. You just became my favorite people, Rick and Lisa. Okay, so I remember, I think it was right around 2012, is that Invicta came out with the DNA. And it was just a cool timepiece, and it's really what kicked off a lot for the silicone straps for Invicta. And here we go. This is the 46 millimeter DNA quartz brushed silver tone olive silicone strap watch. Now, I like this watch. I mean, just that goes along with it here. You're getting into just this beautiful design with a multi-lug system that goes down here that the strap is actually incorporated into. This has that military vibe here, like from the Air Force or with the Navy. You can see like the panels that would go along for a fighter jet back in that World War II era. You can see with the little rivet design that goes along for the dial here. Pretty cool stuff. And then that retro star that carries through here for this particular design. So in this variation, there's only 1 color that's available. And the MSRP on this is $895. ShopHQ brought it down to $89.99. And if you can add whatever, another $9.01 to your cart, this goes down to $71.99 for that DNA with May Wind 20. All right. Yes, Skip Conley, favorite complication. Skip loved the DNA. He would always talk about the DNA timepieces. He said it was the most comfortable watch that he ever wore. And here's the thing is, I mean, this 46 millimeter could be worn by the men, could be worn by the women. Wrist sizes we're looking at, 6 inches to just under 9 inches for this watch. So what you have is this perfectly designed silicone strap that has DNA as a part of it, just seamlessly integrated into that multi-lug area. And then what's really cool about this too is if you look at the case back, here's what the collection is all about. DNA, and I think it says a collection of unique identities. If I can't quite read it, but I believe that's what it says, a collection of unique identities. Yep, that's it. And so what it is the same sort of outside for the most part, but then the dials were just a little bit different, like our DNA. You know, we have sort of a same build in a sense on the outside for us, but everything is different on the inside for us for our DNA makeup. And that's what the whole idea behind this collection was, which I think is actually quite clever. This variation is actually on the case back. It is called the Bomber. And so, yes, you are getting into that retro design here, that military influence for this timepiece. Now, silicone strap is truly amazing. It's a little thicker silicone strap. You have the extra wide buckle and the extra wide notches that go along here. I think there are 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there are 10 on these to get you between about that 6-inch wrist all the way up to about that 9-inch wrist size here for the watch. But what you get with this version is that mineral crystal. This watch weighs just over 4 ounces. So it's a quarter of a pound, or it's about 120 grams. Overall case diameter, as I mentioned, is done at 46 millimeters and then 13, which is really that 1/2 inch. And look at this. It says brush, but it's actually done in that matte finish, which I think is clever because this is that more military timepiece. You know, for a military timepiece, you don't really want to have a bunch of diamonds and a lot of flash that goes along and high polish. The only high polish I really see on this watch is right here. just on that outer little lip of the bezel of the timepiece. You'll see they're just very subtle hour markers that are part of that fixed bezel design. The movement on this is a quartz movement. It's a PC21 from Time Module Inc. But such a clean look when you have this watch on the wrist. Let me just put this on for a quick second. Let me see. Oh, is Trap here? Trap! Mr. Trap Vision 3D. Good to see you, buddy. I've got to give you a call here sometime soon. We need to catch up. It's been a minute. So here's that watch on the wrist right now. It's got 2 floaty keepers. I just didn't put the keeper all the way over. But look at this watch. I think this is definitely cool. Something hot here. And we just don't see the DNA that often right now, which I think this is a great pick to add into the live stream here tonight. So yeah, 3-hand movement with that PC21 from Time Module Inc. All right. Let's see. Anything else for comments here? Trap in the house. See, now someone's going to take everybody else's attention now that Mr. Trap Vision is here. All right. No gloves. You missed the glove thing, Trap. It was pretty much unanimous. People don't want me to wear the white gloves during the live stream. They're okay with smudgy watches on occasion. I always have a cloth with me if need be. All right. We're going to move on here. Yeah, thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. All right. So we're going to move on then to the next timepiece. And here we go. So this is going to be, we had 143 millimeter, which was on that Milanese style strap with some red, white, and blue to it. This was the first watch, that Pro Diver with the Miyota 2026, a 2-hand movement. I'm going to go with another 43 millimeter Pro Diver. It can be for the men or the women, done on a traditional 3-link bracelet. But you're going to have a different bezel design, a little bit of a different style here for the bezel and for the dial on the bracelet. So here we go. This is officially called the, this is officially called the 43 millimeter Pro Diver Quartz Stars and Stripes Americana bracelet timepiece. So this is really just that 43 millimeter done in this particular style. You get the classic bracelet with the high polished center links that go along here, brushed outer links. Upper hemisphere is done in the red, lower hemisphere is then done in the blue, and that is a unidirectional rotating bezel here for this watch. Again, with the red, white, and blue, you see the stars. Look at the hour markers inside, very well done. You have the 12 stars for the hour markers on the inside here of the timepiece. And then of course you have the red, white, and blue for the flag for the remaining portion of the dial. And of course, I think this is fantastic with the 4th of July coming up. And with our 250th year since we declared our independence, I think it's a big deal. I think it's really fun to be able to have this watch. I remember before Invicta had that blue timepiece with the flag dial, which was on that automatic for the Grand Diver, which was done in both a 47 and a 38 millimeter. This one, I'll tell you, this will just capture attention from afar. And look at this, all the way from back here. I mean, you can see those stars and stripes from far away. Maybe I should, you know what I should do? Let me see if I can do this. I shouldn't have a yellow light behind me tonight. I should have like a red, white, or blue light. Let me see if I can change that color. Here we go. How about this? Should I go red? Ooh, that looks good, doesn't it? Here's white, or here's blue. Which color you guys like best? What should I go with, red, white, or blue behind me? That blue looks pretty cool too. Uh-oh, Trap's here, and people are already telling him to buy a watch. Feel cool watch for Memorial and Independence Day. Yes. Go red? All right, Rick and Lisa said red first, so I'm just gonna go red. Oh, of course, now everybody chimes in. All right, I'll go red and then I'll go blue and then maybe a little bit of white at the end. Okay, now everybody's saying blue, of course. Okay, here we go. So here's the timepiece yet again. We're looking at wrists. Oh, here, I don't think did I talk about the price? No, I didn't yet. Okay, here we go. So we're talking about the price. MSRP is $595. Shop HQ sale price, $79.99 for this watch, you guys. But if you can bump up that cart up to $99, you can use that coupon code MAYWIND20 to save 20%. Brings this watch then technically down to $63.99. $63.99. Quartz movement, PC21 on the inside. This watch will have that 100 meters Oh, actually, this one I believe is 200 meters. Let me just double check. Yeah, 200 meters. Professional dive watch, you guys. And then look at the case back. Case back is cool. Look at this. Look at the case back. You get the American flag on the case back. How sweet is that? That's a cool gift, you guys, whether it's for you or for somebody else. Flame Fusion Crystal, 158 grams on this watch, or it's just about 5.5 ounces. This is a nice watch. Now, I have a 40 millimeter, so you can see the difference just between 40 and 43 millimeters. 43 millimeters, and that's a, what, 1/8 of an inch? It actually makes a dramatic difference, but it fits really, really nice on my wrist. See, Trap, I like that diver. See, now Trap comes in, everybody's gonna be pressuring him. Do both, I like watch shopping. Let's see. The only color, this is the only color, I didn't mention that, it is going to be silver tone. So silver tone, red, white, and blue. Look at this. Looking nice, classic bracelet. Get the flag on the back for that 43 millimeters. Flame Fusion Crystal, 200 meters. Wrist sizes, I have to bring out the cone, even though I did this just for Mr. Invicta Claus, just under that 9-inch wrist. So 8 3/4. You know, could be 9, but it'd be probably pretty tight. I wouldn't recommend it. So, okay. Let me see anything else. 200 meters, water resistant. Yeah. Invicta Claus says yes. Michael Hughes says blue. You know what? I'll change it to blue now because we had that before. Here we go with blue. And, okay. There we go. All right, third watch. We actually have 3 more watches. I have a total of 5 tonight. So, no, 2 more. I've already gone through 3. Okay, the next version is going to be, let me double check. Yeah. Okay. The cone, yes. Let me see something. Okay. So this watch here, we're talking about a 50 millimeter Aviator. You see on the case back. And look at this. You have the military camouflage that goes along for this silicone strap. And then more of that gunmetal case here. And then you have the American flag on the inside. And look at this. You actually, the eagle is there too. It's almost in a sense ghosted in to the flag. You have the stars that are also representing here, the hour markers on the inside. And you get the military green for the hands on the inside of the timepiece. Now this watch is typically $495. ShopHQ brought it down 85%, down to $74.99. And if you can get that card up to that $99 and you can use that coupon code MAYWIND20, brings this watch down to that $59.99. $59.99. All right. PC21 is the movement in this watch yet again. We have 2 keepers, 2 floating keepers, so you can, and I have a smaller wrist, and look at this, I can bring the keeper all the way down. I am on the first notch. And so, yeah, we're looking at about that 6 3/4 up to that 9 1/4 inch wrist size for that 50 millimeter. Look at that. That's a hot watch, especially if you can get that card up to that $99 or more. Yeah, some really cool military timepieces tonight. I agree with you, Phil. What about green for Michael? I don't know. I missed the comment from before there. Bob, I missed it. I'm sorry about that. Let me see. Oh, there we go. That works better. Which flag do you like better, Godfather, says Invicta Claus. Here are the 2 flag designs. So here, 50 millimeter in terms of the Aviator, and then we have the classic Pro Diver at a 43 millimeter, 7 millimeter smaller, with a flag too. There's one. Oh, there you can see the ghosted in eagle. That's really cool. And there's that classic Pro Diver. I think I figured out my lighting a little bit better after so many live streams. So, okay. Here we go. And let me see. Godfather says that, Anthony, I like the Aviator. Okay, here's a little bit more. Pro Diver, absolutely, says Mike. That's great. I'm glad people like different versions. Now this one is that gunmetal variation, and this is the only color. This is the only color choice, and this color choice is, oh shoot. This color choice is technically, it's a green multi gunmetal. So it's just for the green here for the camouflage, and then the gunmetal case. This variation, 100 meters of water resistance. And then, as I mentioned before, about 6 3/4 inch wrist up to a 9 1/4 inch wrist size. And then a mineral crystal, 5.8 ounces or 166 grams. So, yeah. All right, let me see any other comments here. I have to go to white then. Rick and Lisa need the DNA and this Aviator. Here, I'll just show you real quick, Rick and Lisa side by side. Well, for sure, if you add both these to your carts, you will get that 20% off. There's the Aviator. There is, or excuse me, DNA. And here's the Aviator. DNA. All right. Accepting donations. Okay. Oh, you guys are funny. I like it. All right. Let me see. All right, we're going to go to the last watch. And so it's another Aviator. And it just is incorporated in with the colors, red, white, and blue. And so, I mean, this watch will pop. I mean, just right here. With that color strap right here, this watch is going to get attention. But then look at this. You get a blue case on this, high polished. The bezel is going to be going between the red and the blue, white dial. But look at the rehat. The rehat also has red and blue for the upper and lower hemisphere. And they have the red hands and red hour markers all on the inside of the watch. So what we're looking at here is a 52 millimeter Aviator quartz, the red, white, and blue silicone strap watch. Regular price, $395, Shop HQ, down to $64.99, and it goes down to $51.99 if you use that coupon code MAYWIND20. All right, look at this. Look at that beautiful blue. This is the only color choice. Check that out. You get Invicta engraving off to the side, custom strap, a little bit of knurling texture that goes along for the strap. And this strap, let me just double check. It's going to be, yeah, 6 3/4 up to about that 9 1/2 inch wrist. So let's just double check that real quick, up to that 9. We're talking Tony White territory here with a little with a little extra. Look at this. Yeah. I mean, that's nice and snug. We're really close to that 9 1/2 inch, which is very, very generous when it comes to the strap here for the timepiece. So yeah, beautiful color combination is what Godfather says with this watch. Rick and Lisa, they're still looking for donations. Here's a watch on my wrist. Yeah, last notch. Now I did measure it out, and there is a different size. This is 52 millimeters in comparison to the Aviator. This one here, the one I just presented, it is slightly smaller. Yeah. We have 50 millimeters and 52 millimeters. See, that looks really cool too. I mean, out of all of them, I mean, if you want to watch, it's going to pop on the wrist out of all the different options. This one from afar, easily right here. Ryan's Cone Lethal Weapon. I don't know, for some reason, Anthony, you love this thing. Yep. The polished blue is hot. Yep. Here, I'll show that one more time here. Okay, I just want to make sure, are you guys, go ahead with your orders, are you doing your reviews on shophq.com? I want to see some hearts if you guys are adding in your reviews with the purchase that you make. I also want to know, give some hearts if you are shopping some of the other categories out there. Be sure to check out the other categories that Shop HQ has. You know, they have the home, they have beauty, they have dog or pet supplies also. So yeah, just check that out and see what else they have. They have the skincare, everything else. And you know, Janae and Kathy, they're on. So you want to definitely check them out too. And then give them a follow on all their social media, and give me a follow, the Ryan Code on Instagram and also on X and TikTok, and then follow Shop HQ. Shop HQ everything except for TikTok, which is Shop HQ official. All right, I see some hearts there. Appreciate your comments, appreciate your reviews, appreciate your purchases, and really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will be back this coming Wednesday, and that will be what, May 18th, 19th, 20th. That'll be May 20th. Look at this. I just got a Shop HQ text. Did anybody else get a Shop HQ text right now? And it's something about watches, okay? So check that out. Make sure you sign up. I'll see you on Wednesday, and then I'll be on TikTok on Thursday and Friday. We'll be posting out on social media of when those times are, but if you really want to know for sure and you want to write down your calendar, I'll tell you. This Thursday, I will be on from 6:30 until 8 Eastern. And then on Friday on TikTok, and I'll be on Shop HQ Official, it will be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that will be Eastern. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. And got all the comments there. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.